Good morning, folks. Robert O'Brien coming to you live from a hotel room in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm here with the beautiful girl from Ipanema who's over there lounging on the sofa right now. We are sitting in a hotel room waiting for my daughter. Hey, here's the girl from Ipanema. There she is. My daughter has a hockey game today. Actually, this weekend. Today is what, Saturday the 14th?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday the 14th. And we spend quite a bit of our time in hotel rooms throughout the year because my daughter plays hockey. And so I'm sitting in a hotel room here with the girl from Ipanema. We got a few minutes before the next hockey game. We have two hockey games today. The last one last night ended at 11:30 at night. And I've got a new headset for Christmas. And I'm just checking out the audio levels here. So if anybody is out there and can hear me, I have no idea what my reach is here because I'm sitting in a hotel room and I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi. So if you are listening or plugged in here, um, go ahead and tell me how this is coming out. I'd like to know what the levels are here for the mic. Apparently there's some, according to the manual here, apparently there's some software that I can download. I don't want to do that in a hotel room on the open Wi-Fi, download a program. But apparently there's some stuff I can download, and that will allow me to boost my levels and stuff. So if you're out there and you can hear this, then let me know. Let me see if we got any comments going on here. Hey, there's Nicholas. You hear me loud and clear. Thanks for tuning in, Nicholas. This is just kind of you and me here now, it looks like. I don't see anybody else on here. Oh, maybe four people. So if you want to leave a little comment there in the comment box, I would certainly appreciate it. And I just got a notification here from Ecamm says my level or my uh, output when I'm streaming levels here has been lowered because I'm in I'm in the Wi-Fi here in the hotel, so it's probably not the best Wi-Fi connection. Matt, hey Matt, how you doing? You sound good, Robbie. Hello from Nebraska. Thanks for tuning in, Matt. I wish I had something I could tell you guys of importance today, other than just hey, I'm testing my mic levels. Um, but if you have any questions, heck, I got a few minutes here. Deanna, when do we have to leave for our next hockey game here? Deanna,
What?
when do we have to leave for the next hockey game?
And now let's see,
About another 10 minutes or so?
10 minutes or
All
so.
right, so I've got 5 or 10 minutes here. If you guys have any questions, Luthery related or otherwise, here I am at your full disclosure. Matt asks, what am I talking about today? Well, I'm talking about nothing. Actually, I'm just doing this live stream just to check my new headset here. I think I've got my level maxed out here, and I want to be able to, let's see, where do my levels go here? I want to be able to boost this level a little bit more. It looks like I have to download a program to be able to do that, and I don't want to do that here in the hotel room. But everything sounds good, looks like. Well, that's good. Got 8 people. Man, you guys need to get a life. I mean, 8 people listening to me jabber here in the morning. That's pretty interesting. We have two hockey games today. One at 12:30 and then one about 8 o'clock tonight. So it's going to be a full hockey day today. Oh, Leo's got a question for me. What do you think of torrefied wood? That's a great question. Well, here we go. Let's roll up the sleeves here. Torrefied wood, you mentioned that today. It's kind of like saying Mac or PC or Samsung or Mac, whatever, Coke or Pepsi. It kind of opens up a bucket of worms, hide glue or regular PVA glue. I think, 15 years ago or so, the big buzzword for Luthery soundboard material was sinker wood. And everybody went out and bought overpriced sinker wood because that was the holy grail. That was going to give you the secret to the good guitar. And now it's kind of translated into torrefied wood. It may or may not be a way to get a better sounding guitar. I think there's so many other variables involved that, a lot of it's overpriced, and it may be a way of getting you a better guitar, but I think there's no shortcuts. There's a lot of other variables. I've heard a lot of bad sounding torrefied top guitars. I've heard a lot of good sounding non-torrefied top guitars. So there's more to it than just that. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I do know that torrefied wood becomes very brittle. I had a student in my shop one time building a guitar with me, and just from drilling the hole in the middle of the soundboard, we're going to install a rosette. I went to press it onto the pin on my workboard, and it snapped. It's very brittle. Also, is highly resistant to moisture. And what we use on our guitars is water-based glues, either hide glue or PVA glue or something. And according to a very well-known luthier in the industry, I won't mention his name, he says, hey, go into repair work because all these torrefied guitars that are being built, they're going to need to be repaired down the road when they all come apart because the glue does not penetrate as well, according to this luthier. So that's my opinion on torrefied wood. I have worked with it. I have made great guitars with it, but it's up to you. All right. Any tips on filling in some soundboard grain during a build? Soundboard grain. Soundboards, generally the cedars and spruces that we use, or redwoods, are non-porous woods and do not need pore filling. Now, I assume that what happened to you is you were pulling some tape off from the bindings and you ripped off a piece of fiber or something like that. I usually use fish glue or hide glue to fill those. If you're peeling the tape off and you notice a piece of fiber is coming up, stop immediately, come in from the other direction, get that fiber and glue it back in with your hide glue or fish glue, and it generally disappears. If you have lost that little fiber that came out, I start my finishing process. If I'm using shellac as a finish, then I will use Aquacoat. I think Aquacoat is a great leveling agent. It takes several coats, but it's transparent, and I think that works really well. Clean it up first with some naphtha to make sure you don't have any darkness in that grain line. If I'm doing a sprayed finish, then generally I'll use a lacquer, drop fill, or glue boost products. If anyone knows of some job openings for an implementation engineer, let me know. I was laid off last week. Sorry to hear that, Nicholas. But if anybody gets the word out there, let's help Nicholas out. What is your favorite shellac for a high gloss finish nowadays? My favorite shellac, I get my shellac from LMI. I use their SKU number is called Shellac 3. They used to call it medium dark blonde. It's not your super water white transparent, which I think they call shellac 1. Shellac 2 has a little color. Shellac 3 is more of an amber type color, which is what I prefer. Shellac 4 would be your orange. Shellac 5 would be your garnet. So what I'm using these days is shellac 3. I love it. Let's see, Joel. Yep, mince tear out. Exactly. Yeah, that's tear out. I find that if you try and fill those areas with sawdust or other types of fillers like that, it's just going to tell on you. It's going to look bad. It's going to stand out worse than if you did nothing. So I just try and level it, and those two products, Glue Boost or Aquacoat, work really well for that. Speaking of repairs, what's the best way to take a back off a classical? I want to fix a crack and add more carbon fiber to add some stiffness. My top frequency is too low. Wow, that sounds like major surgery just for more stiffness. There's other way to get stiffness than taking a back off and having to carbon fiber it. In fact, you might even be able to add carbon fiber through the sound hole. You can do a lot actually through the sound hole. Well, removing the back depends on whether or not you want to save the back. If you don't want to save the back, just route the bindings out, rip the back off, put it in the fireplace, and get you a new one on there. And then you can do all the repair work you want. Speaking of repair work, I just launched a new video course this week about how to refinish a guitar. And if you put a back on there, you're going to wind up refinishing your guitar. So if you want to check that out, head over to lutheracademy.com, click on online courses, and then you'll see the new course there. Have you ever used glass spheres in epoxy for pore filling? No, I have not. You're talking about fillers. No, I have not used that. I don't think the epoxy needs that for what I do for pore filling. I think it's got enough viscosity in it that I don't need that. Enjoy the hockey games. Leo, thank you so much. We lost last night. We lost bad. It's my daughter's team. She plays on a co-ed team, and the game was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. We're at the Olympic Stadium here in Colorado, or Olympic Rink, Ice Arena here in Colorado Springs. Beautiful view of Pikes Peak. It's a very scenic area. And the game was supposed to start at 9 o'clock last night. And each game throughout the day was a little bit late, and we finally got on the ice about 9:45. Didn't get out of there until after 11. So it was a long night, and we lost bad. So we left with our tails between our legs. Let's go see if we can redeem ourselves today. We've got 2 games today. The sphere supposedly adds stiffness. I don't know about that. I mean, it's just an epoxy, and I sand the epoxy back to bare wood before I apply finish anyway. Something I've been thinking about lately. I don't know if I would do it. Um, I have heard of people adding that silica to the mix, and I've heard bad things health-wise about adding silica to your epoxy. So I'll let you be the judge of that. I just find that I use Z-Epoxy finishing resin. I get it from LMI. It works fantastic. Mix it up to 1-to-1 ratio. It's very forgiving with your mix ratio. Mix it up, spread it on, sand it back to bare wood. I do 2 coats. Yeah, works great. Hand pink waving. I don't know what that means, but thanks very much, George. I think you're sending me a wave. All right. Well, heck, this was a nice little quick test of my microphone and my headset here. Oh, by the way, I will be doing a live stream number 29. Boy, these things add up quick, with luthier Kent Everett in Atlanta, Georgia. This is coming up on this Wednesday, the 18th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That would be noon Eastern. It would be 9 a.m. Pacific. Tune in for that. Kent's a good friend of mine. I actually studied acoustic guitar building with Kent over 20 years ago in Atlanta. When I still lived in Brazil, I would fly up and take classes with him. And then after I moved to Colorado, I'd still fly over and take classes with him. Then he came out and would teach my students at the college some master classes. So we're going to be talking about craftsmanship. He's written a great book called The Qualities of Craftsmanship. It's a real eye-opener about upping the level of craftsmanship in your shop. And he talks about the process of building a guitar. The actual guitar is the end result. There's a process involved with that. The process is the shop that helps support the process, and then the end result of that process is actually a guitar. So there's a lot involved, and Kent will be talking to us about that on Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And it's just right here on the O'Brien Guitars YouTube channel, so go ahead and bookmark it and set your up a little notification for it. Z-Epoxy works great for me. Joel Guy says his DVDs are really good. Yes, he's got a great voicing DVD that we did together way back in, probably 2007. Kent and I filmed that together, so it's been quite a while. But a lot of great information there. All right, I'm going to head out to the hockey game. Wish us luck. Happy building, everyone, and thanks for let me test my microphone here. Hope you found something useful. Anytime I do one of these live streams, I try and tell you something useful rather than just shooting the breeze and just humming and hawing all the time. So I like to give you some type of little nugget, some type of little information. So hopefully you found this useful. Happy building, folks. I'm going to the hockey game. Ciao.